I think Ottawa didn't play as well as they had been, and Boston played a better game. So I think there's a freedom that comes when you're playing with nothing to lose. And Ottawa's got that right now. And you can say, well, if they lose, then their season's almost over. But they're not really supposed to be on this kind of run, not with Andrew Hammond in net anyway. So there's a certain freedom that you're allowed to play with when you're not really worried about the results, because you're just out there playing. You're not supposed to be doing great. You're not likely going to catch anyone anyway. Versus a game where you're playing the team right above you. If you catch them, if you win, you're within 3, and you have a game in hand, and it's right there again. So I just think that they have this sort of us against the world mentality, and they're riding the wave right now. Is it likely to last for another 14 games? Unlikely, but they'll take it for as long as they can. But I just think that the moment and also their opponent got the best of them against the Boston Bruins.
Let me ask you a quick question. We haven't talked about this yet this morning, so I'm interested to hear your take on the Wilson-Thornton feud in San Jose. It got really ugly because Wilson, the general manager, basically went off and said, we took the pressure off. We took the C away from Joe Thornton because we didn't want him to feel the pressure of having to carry the team, and it's worked out. And then Joe fires back, and to the best of my knowledge, I haven't ever heard something like this. Joe Thornton fires back, Doug should shut his mouth. And I love the nuts on the guy, but what's going to happen there now?
Well, I mean, they're likely to miss the playoffs is what's going to happen, and I don't think probably Doug Wilson, maybe Todd McClellan will have a job come next fall. It's unusual, especially when you know Joe Thornton, because he's a pretty chill guy on the outside. Of course, he's a competitor. You're not as good as he has been over the course of a decade and a half without being a really strong competitor and have that fire burn within. But it's a tricky one, because when you read the full quote from Doug Wilson, it is supposed to be a compliment to Joe Thornton about how much he cares and how much it matters and how they're trying to ease the burden on him. But I'm sure the beat writer or whoever asked Joe the question just came and said, well, he took it off you because you couldn't handle it, and he wanted to leave the pressure. And Joe's a prideful guy. He knows that they took the captaincy away from him. He knows that they probably approached him on getting traded and moving his no trade clause, and he does have control of that, and he says he doesn't want to go anywhere. So I think Joe at this point is just fed up, and he's got control of the situation because he has a no trade clause. So he pipes off and speaks to the relationship that Joe and Doug have, or lack thereof. I think there's a frustration there, and the relationships are strained, and that's why you see this kind of bickering. But to do it in the media is not good for anyone, especially for a team that is chasing, trying to catch the teams above in the playoffs. It's going to be hard to do. So I imagine if they miss, I don't know if everyone returns to that core that they've talked about for so long that has been really good. Doug Wilson, Todd McClellan, and then I guess it's Patrick Marleau and Joe Thornton. I don't think they all come back if they miss the playoffs.
Like, if you're a Leaf fan, do you want them to miss because is Todd McClellan maybe the silver medal to the Mike Babcock gold medal to be the next coach of the Leafs? You never want to see someone lose their job, but if you're a Leaf fan, you want as many good coaching options available to you in the summer as possible. And Todd McClellan's a really good coach, and he's done a really good job out there in San Jose. So, you want Mike Babcock to be available. You want Todd McClellan to be available. You want any other potential good coach that might come up. Yeah, you want them to be an option. So if you're a Leaf fan, for sure, you'd like to see all 29 coaches get fired and give yourself the pick of the bunch. Mike Johnson, NHL Insider for Sicily Honda. Really appreciate it. One last question. Does Peter Horachek stay with this team in a head coaching capacity?
You guys are nice. Give me a nice easy one on the way out. You know what? Obviously not, but you almost have to feel for him.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He's a professional. He understands the nature of the job. But my goodness.
At least somebody's trying.
You come in there, you think you have 30 games to prove it maybe to the Leafs or to another organization that you're head coach material because that's what you want to do, and you get this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a resume pattern. This is going to be a blank spot in his history that he'll be like,
It's like you went to prison, Mike.
I wasn't doing anything for 3 months. Nothing at all.
Hey, listen, appreciate your time, Mike. You have a great vacation. Enjoy your time with your family. We'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. Have a good week.
Take care. Mike Johnson, NHL Insider for Sisley Honda. Think Horacek sticks around? Right. I like the blank resume. Think Lindstrom's coming back? We see here, Peter, that there's 2 years that it's unaccounted for.
Oh, I was incarcerated. Sorry.
Yeah, just give me a chance.
With Toronto Maple Leafs.
Leaf tickets coming up as well, and we'll talk about Bill Walton, who's lost his mind in the NCAA bracket. Came out last night. We'll get you up to date.